So here is SENS Senseonics Holdings. This finishes at $2.42 today. That is down 33.7%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is AFRM Affirm Holdings. This finishes at $46.55 today. That is down 20.67%. So we talked about this stock yesterday. Had a huge sell-off yesterday because of bad earnings. Wasn't even that bad, but market didn't like it, sold off. And today we have another really nasty day. So there was a reason as to why this stock sold off so much today. First of all, the overall market got wrecked. And then we did have a bunch of price downgrades from hedge funds. So let's check it out. So Jefferies downgrades to $45. Credit Suisse downgrades to $85. Truist downgrades to $100. Morgan Stanley thinks it's worth $140. So hedge funds downgrade, pulled a lot of their money. Although they are still pretty bullish on this. On the lower end, they think it's worth $45, around the current price, and on the higher end, they think it's around $140. But it seems like yesterday and today's sell-off was because of institutional selling. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So really not too much to go off of here. This looks like a possible bear flag in the making. No confirmation just yet, but here's the flag pole. And then we just need a flag for confirmation. But that would be a bearish indicator. That is telling us this stock may want to break out to the downside even more. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 46.55, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 48.15, 51.10, 53.45, 55.10, 57.40, 59.70, 61.05, 62.70, 64.35, 66, 67.65, 69.60, 71.25, 72.95, 74.60, 76.55, 78.55, 81.50, 83.50, 85.50, 87.15, 91.10, 94.05, 96.40, 98.05, 99.70, and then 102. There is resistance above 102, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And to the downside, this is literally the all-time low, so there is no support to the downside. So right now at this current price, 46.55, the channels to the upside are pretty wide, up until 59.70. So from this current price, 46.55, up until 59.70, expect a significant amount of price action. And then after 59.70, expect a normal amount of price action. And no support to the downside, so can't really comment on that. RSI is currently at 35, not quite oversold and undervalued, but quickly approaching that. So this could be a good buying opportunity coming up here, not financial advice. And this did 63 million in volume today, which is the second biggest volume day of the year after yesterday. So the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Just my opinion, not financial advice. Again, not too much to go off of here other than the possible bear flag, but this is at an all-time low, and it does appear like there is still more downside potential. I don't think it's done selling off just yet. So honestly, you can't go too wrong buying in here at 46.55. That is near the all-time low. So I can't support going long at 46.55. And if it pulls back, then you can just average down. I have no supports, so I have no idea at what prices you should average down at. But you really can't go too wrong buying in at the all-time low. That being said, I think it will keep pulling back. So if you want an even better price, and I have no idea how low it's going to go, then you can just hold off for right now. Just observe the price action, see when this starts to bottom out and catch support, then come in and make your move. And in addition to that, again, the hedge funds are pretty bullish on this. They have price targets from 45 to 140, so I don't think it can go too much lower, and there is a good amount of upside potential. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Again, I think it's going to pull back a little bit more, but I really can't go too much further to the downside. This is literally the all-time low. I don't know why you would short at the all-time low. Doesn't make too much sense. Should have went short a couple days ago when this was in the $70 range. And here in the $40 range, it's just way too late. Not too much more downside potential. A lot of upside potential. Again, on the higher end, the hedge funds think this is worth 140. That's a 200% upside. So I would say going short here would be a high risk, low reward play. Just don't see a reason why you would do that. Doesn't make too much sense. There's a very real possibility you get squeezed out here if you decide to go short. So I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. But like I said, could be a good buying opportunity coming up here. Not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is AFRM Affirm Holdings. So here is SENS Senseonics Holdings. This finishes at $2.42 today. That is down 33.7%. So this has been a pretty popular biotech stock, although we've never analyzed it. But today, this did make StockTwits top 10, major price action to the downside, so we will analyze it. So there was a reason as to why the stock went down so much today. First of all, overall market selling off pretty hard here. And then we have some news and guidance, so let's check that out. Okay, so first of all, they got FDA approval of Eversense E3 continuous glucose monitoring system for the use of up to 6 months. So I believe that is a device that they invented. So that's actually pretty bullish news. But then they issued some guidance for 2022. They see net sales being between 14 and 18 million, which missed the estimate of 30.8 million. So that's a big miss there. So it doesn't really seem like the FDA approval news really matters too much because people are really worried about the 2022 outlook. It looks like they're going to underperform here. So market didn't like it. Sold off 33.7% today. Very nasty. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, we have a gap down today at around 350. So that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock will probably come back up to 350 eventually to fill this gap. It may take a while, but the gaps usually do fill. And then at the same time, we have a gap up way back here in June at 215. So that's a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should eventually come back down to 215 to fill this gap. And no confirmation just yet, but this looks like a possible bear flag in the making here. We have a flag pull, and then we just need a flag for confirmation, and that would be a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may want to break out more to the downside. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 240, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 247, 257, 262, 269, 276, 283, 289, 295, 302, 308, 313, 317, 323, 328, 336, 341, 345, 351, 356, 361, 368, 375, 381, 387, 395, and then 404. There is resistance above 404, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 234, 228, 221, 215, 209, 203, 199, 194, 186, 181, 177, and then the low of 169. And there is support below 169, but we're not going to discuss that right now. That is the yearly low. So right now at this current price, 242, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a regular amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 387 to the upside, the channel starts to open up, get pretty wide, so expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 387. RSI is currently at 41. That is slightly bullish. Not quite oversold and undervalued, but according to the RSI, the price should be a little bit above what it is right now, 244. And this did 106 million in volume today. Very significant volume, way above average. So the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So we are getting mixed signals here. We have a gap up and a gap down, and slightly bullish indicator in the RSI. So overall, it does look slightly bullish. That being said, I do think it will come back down to 215 to fill this gap before it runs back to the upside. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would set the buy orders to 215 where the gap is. I think that's a really excellent entry. And if it pulls back below 215, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. 242 is already a pretty decent entry, but I think if you wait a little bit, if you're a little patient, you should be able to get an even better price at 215. And again, eventually it should come back up to 350 to fill that gap, and that would be about a 75% upside from 215. So short term, I think it's going to pull back. Longer term, it should go back up. So short term bearish, longer term bullish. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, honestly, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. You missed a big opportunity already today. Went down over 30%, so you should have went short before today. And now with this price, 242, there's not too much more downside potential. Like I said, it should come back down to 215. So there is money to be made, but really not that much, maybe about 10%. And at this point, I think the risk is not really worth the reward. You'd be shorting for about 10% and exposing yourself to about 50% upside risk here. There is money to be made, but in my opinion, it's just not really worth it. So I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. That being said, if you do want to go short, please cover at 215 for a 10% gain. But this is not really one you want to hold for too long on the short side. Get in, get your tendies, get out. And please do that at your own risk. So pretty straightforward here, guys. Nasty day. Looks like there's more downside potential. Short term looks bearish. Longer term looks like it will come back up to 350, fill that gap. So longer term, bullish. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, but looks like a good buying opportunity coming up here. Not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SENS Senseonics Holdings. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Peace out.